What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another beautiful episode, another beautiful day. So we are continuing.
No, we're not continuing
Big three.
Naruto. I know y'all don't
Big
want to hear
three.
that.
Big three. We're continuing a big three review. We did Bleach last time, and now we're moving on to Naruto. I know he's gonna say like, "Yeah, we're gonna save the best for last." Like, no, the fuck, we're not.
That's
I just
not
haven't
that's
watched.
not what I'm gonna say. That's not what
I
I'm
just
saying.
haven't watched One Piece, so it is what it is. But we can still talk about it because I can do some research before. I don't need to watch all 12,000 episodes to do a review
That's fair.
on One
That's
Piece.
fair. That's fair.
So,
So
so
the
we're,
reason
we're
why we took so long though is because
yeah.
honestly we gotta let Maui have some time between the next episode because obviously next episode is One Piece and he only have 1,000 episodes, not 1,200, but we're getting close.
Who me? Who
Yeah,
me?
yeah, you got some
I'm sorry.
catching
I'm
up to
sorry.
do.
I'm actually starting Gintama tonight. So
Gentama, wow, that's a
that's the whole.
whole.
That's a culture.
You trying to get
That's
in
a
a whole
whole culture.
relationship with someone else? I see.
That's
Hey,
no.
Gentama's a good title though. I
It
haven't
is
watched
good.
it myself, but I have definitely seen a lot of the like highlight episodes.
Gintama. I've seen when I was younger, I watched quite a bit of it.
Really?
And I don't remember much from it.
Hmm.
It's whenever, so I think what got me on the trip of like rewatching again, because I do want to rewatch it, is I was on TikTok and I saw somebody post I like follow a bunch of anime people on TikTok and I saw somebody post a fight from it
Yeah,
and they put that cool like music in the background and I was like, that's fucking Gintama. I
I've
remember
probably
that.
seen that too.
And so I was like, well, I'm a rewatch. But that's like a whole relate. That's a commitment. That's
Yeah,
like One Piece, Naruto, Bleach. Like that's
Gentama's
a
a
whole.
whole culture. Like he started. I mean,
Yeah,
not he, but the series started the whole
yeah.
meme animes, like
Hmm.
doing like callbacks to other animes because Gentama has a lot of callbacks to a
They
lot
were
of
probably
popular
like
animes.
they were probably like a couple serious moments away from potentially replacing somebody in the big three. Let's be honest. Like
I
they
mean,
were they were coming around. They were coming out around the time when like Naruto, One Piece, and
mhm.
like Bleach were all starting up. Like if they would have just been like a little bit better or a little bit more memorable,
Mm.
I guess more emotional because those three shows like Bleach, Naruto, and One Piece are very like you really love that or you just don't like it. You know what
Mm.
I'm saying? Like me and you both watch Naruto. We really love Naruto. Obviously, you love One Piece a lot more because you watched it. And there's people out there that are diehard Bleach fans. I love fucking Bleach, but
Mm.
I'm not like diehard about it. So I think if Jin Tama would have been more memorable or more emotional, like the big three are, with all
Mm.
their storylines and just like the sad moments and happy moments, I think it could have been a front runner
Yeah.
for a big three. Now I don't know who it would have replaced. Maybe Bleach. Who knows?
Yeah,
Because
maybe Bleach.
I think the consensus is that Bleach is like the worst out of the big three.
I mean, asking
That's the
who though, it
consensus.
depends on the group.
True, true. And for me, we had that thing a while ago where we were like, out of the big three, who would you choose? And I picked Naruto, Bleach, One Piece
Mm.
because I also have just not seen One Piece. And I say if there's a show like that out there, I want to watch the first 100 episodes. And
Mm.
if I like the first 100 episodes better than the other big three, then I like it better. And I like the first 100 episodes of Bleach better than One Piece, personally. So
that's a choice. That's a way of looking at things. But at the end of the day, that's the first 100 episodes isn't the totality of the series.
oh
So,
no, absolutely not. No,
but at
absolutely
this
not.
point, yes, I can understand the logic behind it. From
If
what
I,
I've
if
seen, the first hundred
but
episodes of
even
this series was better.
but even so with Naruto, if I'm taking One Piece out of the equation and I'm just looking at Naruto and Bleach, first first 100 episodes, I like Naruto better than I like Bleach, and then I watched all the show,
Mm.
and I still like Naruto more. But with the Thousand Year Blood War going on right now, it's starting to pick back up. So,
Mm.
but I still Naruto's just always had that place. You know what
That's
I'm
not
saying?
fair for Naruto though, because Naruto came in really strong on his first 100 episodes. Bleach was
It did.
kind of slow running, and then it
I mean,
started
they went into
back
the
and forth. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Naruto started hard,
they went to the
hard.
Karakura Town fucking arc or whatever in the first 100 episodes. So
The Karakura
like,
Tower arc.
or
Which
yeah,
one was that?
the see, I don't know Bleach that much like that anymore, especially the shit back in the day. When Rukia finally showed up, Ichigo got his powers,
Mm-hmm.
and like the Hollow starts showing up. Like there's a whole, it was like I forgot what arc it's called. We go back to
The
our
beginning.
previous,
The beginning.
yeah, the beginning. But first 100 episodes in Naruto were pretty like emotional and it was pretty
Mm.
high octane. So, but we're gonna get into that. we do have our criteria. So for those of you who actually watch us like every time we come out with a new episode, we really appreciate you again. We do have a criteria if it's been because it's been a while for Bleach. So criteria for big three going over the review is going to be so music, openings, fight scenes, stuff like that. The MC, so Naruto, their powers and their goals. So because out of the big three, all of them have goals, right? Some people say Ichigo doesn't have a goal, but whatever. The plot length, the length, and the arcs. Dub versus sub. Side characters. So that's like building up their stuff. Side characters.
Mm-hmm.
Visuals and animation. Power overall. So like the powers in the show. Like how does the verse scale? I guess. And the last overall, the last episode overall rating. So the last episode of the show, which I'm gonna have a little bit to say when we get to that criteria. I'm gonna have a little bit to say about it, positive and negative for a specific reason. But we'll get there. But other than that, I mean, I know you've had some been looking up some of that music. You were singing it earlier. You want to give us a give us your first one. Go ahead.
I mean,
Suck it in and
we're all gonna have pretty much the same list. Naruto has a lot of bangers. But there's some key ones when you think of Naruto OST openings that as soon as you like hear one word of the first verse, you know exactly the song that you're about to hear. So the first one I want to bring up is, of course, "You Are My Friend." Soon as soon as you hear it, you know that it's about to be a lit ass Naruto Shippuden episode. That was back towards the beginning. "You Are My Friend."
wasn't that? I thought that was Sasuke retrieval arc.
Was it
opening.
Sasuke Retrieval?
I'm pretty sure because
I
they
thought it
put
was
that
when they-
specific. They used that specifically for the Sasuke retrieval arc.
Oh,
It's
I'm
like you are
confused
my
it with
friend.
the Shippuden
Pretty
beginning
sure.
when they were about to get Sasuke again. I knew it was a Sasuke thing because
Yeah.
Naruto, Sasuke, "You Are My Friend."
Yeah,
But it was
they
the
did a
first
lot
retrieval.
of visuals with them.
But anyway, during that retrieval arc, the whole thing was lit. I just remember the fact that it
Yeah.
was a whole emotional thing that Naruto was trying to reach out to Sasuke and say, "Bro, I'm really trying to be here for you." So like the actual OST for that arc was perfect for it. So of course, yes, it has the English part of the verse, and that's the part that we remember the best, obviously because we're native English speakers. But the fact that it was that it was so close to the actual plot that was going on during that arc made that OST even better for me.
I think another one that you can really think about or not even think about and the minute it comes on is like we are fighting hero like
Watching everybody use their little attacks during the
like
intro.
that one's pretty lit though. So the only thing I have to I guess like a con of the openings and the music for Naruto is understandably that there's a lot of episodes in Naruto and a lot of arcs, right? So they kind of want to like put music in where it fits.
Yeah.
But there's just so many openings. There's a lot. Like compared to other shows, there's like quite a bit and it's kind of hard to like keep track of. There's on Spotify, there's literally playlists of all the Naruto openings. It's like 50 fucking songs. Like it's a lot of songs.
Honestly, it ruined me when it came to anime openings because Naruto was like my first true anime. Like I watched beginning to end, and I had an expectation every time I watched an anime that it was going to a new opening was going to be like every 10, 15 episodes. Every arc was going to be new opening. And then when it didn't happen, I was like, wait. We've been using this opening since the beginning. What are we doing? So
it's kind of random, yeah. It was a little random, I'd say.
But it did match, like I said, it did match what was going on at the time. Naruto
did
categorize everything that was happening by its opening. And you knew it was like a different change of pace when the opening changed.
I will say something about the closings. They were very unmemorable for me. And honestly, probably the reason why is because I was so ready to get to the next episode, especially when I rewatched it as an adult and I could actually skip episodes and not watch it on the TV. Is I would just like the minute it would go to the close, I would just go to the next episode. So like I don't really remember many closings, but fighting music. Now fighting music, I mean, I give it the category of Star Wars, right? Where like every time something happens, it's the same song. But it works. I think it worked.
Yeah.
I think it really worked in the show. Like they'd have that Japanese, just kind of traditional Japanese samurai kind of music.
FX? No, I mean
Yeah,
like
like
the effects of them like actually fighting each other.
no, like the music, like the
Oh, okay.
soundtrack,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
shit in the back, and it was kind of like the same every time Naruto was running. It'd be like the same music every time somebody was standing doing a face to face. Yeah, every time they were doing a face to face, they it'd be the same music,
Mm-hmm.
but it worked.
It did.
I think they really placed it in the way it should be. And like when there was a really dramatic scene, like I can remember immediately when Naruto was standing over Sasuke, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
in the or Sasuke was standing over Naruto, excuse me, and Zabuza arc, right? And the hidden land hidden in the waves or whatever it is, mist. Like he was just like he was just like, and I think they really brought that on in the Pain arc when like Pain was like, and they had that chorus like like the kind of scary, like ominous.
Mm-hmm.
I think they did a really good job with that kind of like the background music for the stuff like that. So
Now that you say it, I think I see exactly what you mean because I'm kind of like comparing it to One Piece in the back of my head too. Like, it's a good thing and it's a bad thing. It's a good thing because when you hear that as a viewer, you hear it's starting before you actually see the scene because they always start like a second before the scene appears. So you know, okay, this is I'm about to see a fight, or I'm about to
am I about
see
to
a
fight?
stare
Yep.
down. I'm about to see
Yeah.
a sad moment. So it was a good thing in that sense, but it started to become like towards the end of the series, and I know a lot of people complain about this. It was so predictable where it was always
Yeah.
about to up another sad moment's about to yep there's the swing set again up nope
Yeah.
they're about
But
to sit there nothing's about to happen listen to the music nothing's about to happen they're just about to stare at yep see they're just staring at each
you
other.
play. Yeah, but you play that one sad song from Naruto. Somebody's at a funeral, and you gonna cry.
That
You're like,
sad song they
you're like,
played it too much though
I
all the
told yeah, I
time.
told my wife when I die, you better play that song at my funeral. Have everybody to their knees. People
And that
wouldn't
would
even
be the
know what
last
Naruto
time I
is.
listen to that song, I promise you.
Pe- People would never even watch Naruto would hear
Mm-hmm.
that song and just immediately start break crying. Like I'm like put my Leaf Village headband on my fucking my fucking
Yo,
exit out and
everybody
cross it
got to
out.
come off.
Yeah,
Yo, that'd be lit.
but
No, another
music
thing was the
overall.
outro. No, back to the outro thing. I wanted to make speak on. I started to notice like with certain animes that they're realizing that people are, especially like the longer animes, people are binging this. People are watching it. So the outros, it seemed like they were longer in the beginning of Naruto, and
It
were
kind
like
of died
actual
off.
songs, and then they started getting a
Yeah.
lot shorter. Even in One Piece, One Piece no longer does outros anymore. There's no outros on the One Piece. It's just to be continued next episode. So I
Well,
think,
they started in beats. Now they used to be full songs, and
yeah,
now
that's
it's
what I'm
just
saying. It
like
used to
a
be full
beat.
songs, and now
It's
it's
just
just
like
like a
a
few
rhythm.
things, and then next episode.
Yeah.
So maybe
That-
they're realizing, or maybe it could be like a
yeah.
time thing. They're cutting down on the outro so they can put more actual context and more stuff in the
Yeah.
actual episode itself.
You know what's actually kind of smart? Now that you say it, you know what's really smart that they're doing is that they're also these new gen animes that are coming out. They're playing the outro while the show's still going, so you
Mm-hmm.
have to listen to the fucking song because people pay,
You have to
people
listen to this.
legitimately pay to have their music, or they get paid. How many people listen to the song that's on the show.
Yeah.
Like people are getting paid for that, and there's an algorithm out there. I did some digging on like it was just one random like wanting to know fact thing for some reason. When you just think of something, you're like, I wonder how this works, and you go on Google and look it up. Um, People in shows, there's an algorithm out there, and there's a computer that generates every show, every streaming service, YouTube, like what website, whatever. They categorize and break down how many episodes are watched, how much length of the episode is watched, how many people skipped at what point, how many people move forward. Like there's a whole algorithm out there.
Mm.
So when they go to like say Naruto and they're realizing that everybody is stopping at this specific time and moving forward, it categorizes. Obviously, people aren't watching these intros. So I think the anime community in itself, or the anime creators themselves, there's some big top dog fucking round table of them, right? But they all realize like back in the day, people don't watch outros anymore. So we're gonna put very crucial information in the show at the end and play the outro before the fucking show even ends. And so now we're listening to a song in the outro in the background, but we're also listening to characters because like we don't want to miss what's going on. It's still the show's still happening.
Yeah.
They'll play the outro and then the show will be over and the outro's done.
Yeah.
And you're just like, okay, so you forced me to listen to a fucking outro. Got you. You know what I'm saying? So I think they're getting smart in that because people legitimately get paid how much people listen to the song. And then some people also pay to put their song into a specific show. When an anime first starts, the anime creators pay the artist, but when the longer an anime goes, is what I read, longer an anime goes, those songs that you're hearing in the beginning, or the songs that you're hearing in the beginnings or the ends, whenever they change them, artists are legitimately either paying to put their things in there, or if they really, really want somebody, they'll go and pay. Like Lisa for Demon Slayer and for Sword Art Online, she gets paid the buku dollars for Sword Art.
Of course.
They fucking asked her. Like there was no, because there was an interview or whatever. Not to draw this out, there's an interview and she pretty much was like, yeah, they came and asked me, and I was like, sure, I don't care, you know. So, but anyways, music overall.
No, I was gonna say. I mean, I feel like that all comes to play with the time period we're in. Back in the days, we watched anime on TV. It came on. We watched the full 30-minute segment, commercials and all, outro, and then we watched the next episode because we were going to walk away, make a sandwich during the outro, come back.
Still gonna be playing.
Yeah, it's still gonna be playing. But now we're in the streaming day and age where we can just go to the next show, go to the next episode. If there's another episode, we go to the next episode. Another show, we go ahead and end it as soon as credits start rolling. We've already moved to the next thing. So it's just a day and age. But no. Yeah, a little tangent, but definitely important.
Yeah, important. So how do you feel about music overall? Give it a thumbs up? I think it's a good thumbs up.
I think Naruto, one of the things that definitely drew me in to the show, of course, the fight scenes were lit, but the music. I will be going throughout my day thinking of the songs that I like from the show. And I'm like, I can't wait to get back and watch the next episode. And
Yo, to be honest, not to keep continuing music, but I would legitimately get butthurt when I would watch Naruto Shippuden on TV, and my favorite song when it became my favorite song when I was watching it, and the next episode I watched, it was a different intro. I would legitimately get upset. I'd be like, "Fuck, are you kidding me? Like, what is this song?"
Hey, bro, you know what I'm just giving you a new favorite. That's all it is.
I'm like, fuck, hate this song. But anyways, I think music definitely is a big thumbs up for us for Naruto. I think it really set the path for a lot of animes when it came to intros. So
9 out of 10.
All right, 9 out of 10. Yeah.
Solid.
So all right, MC, their powers and their goals. Who's the MC of this one?
I think it's the name of the show. Naruto.
I think it's the name of the
show.
Naruto.
Naruto.
Sasuke.
So first, let's just go with the MC.
Okay.
The MC.
And don't take this from a.
I'm not. I love Naruto. I love Naruto. Naruto. I think you got to look in the goals. So just leaving out the powers. Just the MC and his goals. I think he has one of the best goals, even though small time. I just want to be the mayor of my city. Not even the president of the United States, just like the mayor of my city.
Yeah.
But to him, it's such a big deal because it's not just I want to be the mayor because I want to be the most important guy. To him, it means everyone has accepted me. Everyone sees me as part of their family, and I can show them that I am a great person and I am willing and deserving to be part of family. And I think that whole point of Naruto's goal, it makes it a lot better. A lot of people who want to just shit on Naruto, the series, just want to say, oh, he just wants to be the mayor of the town. No, he wants everyone to love him. That's because he doesn't necessarily say it, but he truly loves everyone in that village. Yeah. And he cares about their well-being, not just whether or not they're alive, but their day-to-day well-being.
It could have went really sideways with the power that he has, but he decided, he decided to be like, I'll be the villain that you want me to be, but I'm going to continue to do the right thing, and you'll accept me one of these days. But the one thing I'm going to add, and I might red sell Naruto a little bit, which you're not expecting, right? But I might devil's advocate on the side of his goals. The one thing is I think it would have gotten ruined the minute he decided he didn't care what people thought about him.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's bigger. And to be honest, personally, and we're gonna get to like the last episodes, 'cause I got a lot to say on the fucking last few episodes of Naruto, but we're
Which
gonna get there at the
last
end.
few episodes, like the end of the war last few
No,
episodes,
at
or
the end of
the
Naruto
marriage
itself,
one?
the marriage,
Okay,
yeah.
okay, go ahead.
But I think it would have been bigger character development for Naruto if he stopped giving a shit about what people thought about him. However, I think that would have 100% affected his goal of being Hokage
Mm-hmm.
and changed the course of the show, but we would have never known because like obviously this happened and if we went back and they changed it, we would have never known about any of this, right? But I do like his goal. I mean, I think his goal is 100% um justified in the fact that he got treated like shit when he was a kid. I mean, most of our big MCs, I mean, some of them, but most of our big MCs have gotten treated like shit. And he actually fought and fought and fought and fought and fought.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think that if he, I don't know, kind of like with Sasuke, right? Like, we'll get into arcs, but like, if he also would have done what because there's points in the show where you're just like, okay, do this, like why aren't you, what, how does this make sense, it's
Mm-hmm.
like they took the long way but still ended the episode, ended the show
Mm-hmm.
well. So with Naruto being who he is, if he would have stopped caring, it would have turned out a million times different. I think his goal isn't necessarily selfish, but I kind of still do think it's kind of selfish. I mean, granted, Luffy wants to get the One Piece, right? Ichigo doesn't have a fucking goal. We already talked about that, kind
Mm-hmm.
of. But like, Luffy wants to get One Piece and be, the Pirate King. I think Naruto, they should have added to his goal. I think it should have been, I want to be Hokage, but I also want to unite all the villages, not tyrannically,
Mm-hmm.
but under one area, to where there's like the president, like there's the one ruler, and carefully, not dictatorship or anything crazy like that. But I think if they would have added to that, because remember a while ago when we were talking about how I think they could have made Naruto like go further, like as long as maybe One Piece or some of these other shows, I think they could have ran with that. And even when Naruto did become Hokage, they could have continued Naruto,
Mm-hmm.
and he's still working to fight and try to get,
They
the
did
villages.
consider Naruto. They,
No, they didn't.
that's never
Um,
still
no,
going.
they didn't. No, there's a what do you call it?
Naruto Next Generations.
No, that's a parody.
Shut
That's a
up.
parody. That's a parody. But no, I meant like continue just with Naruto Shippuden, him being the Hokage, and carefully did it, not dictatorship. I get Naruto, like Naruto's characteristics as a human being is to not infringe on other people, right?
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't like to over press himself or make other people do his bidding. He's not the eminent domain ruler, god ruler type of guy, but if he's like, all we're gonna do is keep fighting, and there's points in even Boruto where he thinks like that, but like if we're gonna keep fighting, these villages don't fucking like us. I keep trying to extend my hand domestically to like make them, sign a treaty, and they won't fucking do it. Like, why can't we all just be under? And he was like, he could even be like, it's not even me. Like, I don't even want to be the ruler. I just want to unite everybody together. I think they could have continued with his goals.
I see that. So, on that, I think they should have expanded more upon the goal. Like, yes,
Yeah,
I definitely understand the whole being Hokage thing, but in the same sense of what you were thinking, but slightly different. I feel like they should have added on to the goal that he wants everyone, not just his village, but everyone around the world, to be treated as equals, because
yeah,
and
like
it would
with
have stemmed
respect.
from how he was treated as a
Yeah,
Jinchuriki, and then finding out how
yeah,
Jinchurikis are treated all across the world, and then see how people are treated, even like, non-ninjas are being treated, and that
yeah.
would have been more of his overall goal. Because
Muggles.
it, yeah, Muggles, because it all goes back to the point of why did he ride for the village as hard as he did? What
Yeah,
reasoning did he ever receive? His parents didn't give him any
like
reasoning. The people
that's what I
didn't
was
give him
saying.
any
Like
reasoning.
he didn't have. If he stopped caring 1 minute, he just woke up and was just like, I don't really give a fuck about what people think about me
Mm-hmm.
anymore. That would have been a wrap. That would have been a wrap for his goal.
Mm-hmm.
Because the only reason he wanted to be a Hokage is so people would see him and really acknowledge him. That's the only reason. But if you really think about it, people have been seeing the minute he became a ninja, people have been seeing him and acknowledging him the whole time. And he just is like, no, nobody's seeing me acknowledge me. I'm still gonna become Hokage. But Kakashi acknowledged him. Even Sasuke did. They've had multiple times where they were like battling each other. Like everybody acknowledged and saw him, and constantly, every mission, every episode, moving forward and forward, people were just like,
He was
"That's
taking
Naruto
baby steps,
Uzumaki."
more and more, more and more.
Like, so I get the goal though.
I love the
I
goal,
respect
but
it.
I
I
can see
respect
that
it.
it could have been better. It could have been
Yeah.
more dimensional than it was, but it was
Okay.
still a solid goal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? All right, so his
So
powers.
powers. So I'm just gonna kind of run down a list of the powers he has, and we can kind of expand upon that, I guess, if you want to.
I mean, yeah.
But this is just, I mean, we know the basic stuff, right? But I'm just gonna get to it. So he has, starting at the top, he has Baryon mode. He has rapid healing. He has flight, that's happened once. He has super strength, inhuman speed, right? He has sage mode. He has enhanced danger sense, so that's like with sage mode. Frog kata, which is I guess a expanded form of like it's like fighting. It's like sage mode fighting. It's like a different. It's I don't know how to explain it. Nine Tails chakra mode, so he has um, three releases in Nine Tails chakra mode. He has the Rasengan, the Tail Beast Balls or Tail Beast Bomb, whatever you want to call it. Summoning Jutsu, so he summons the giant toads or whatever. He has sealing techniques, so he can seal. He can spray acid. He pretty much has the same powers that all the eight tail or all the 10-tailed beasts
Yeah,
have,
he
or
has
nine-tailed
all
beasts.
the elemental releases.
He has all their elementals
Mag-
because he has pieces
magnetism,
of
all
them in there. Yeah. He has the chakra arms that he can use in his tail beast form. He has chakra transfer. He has what's it called? He has a sage art, nature transformations, illusion immunity, true seeking balls. He has I mean obviously, fucking sexy jutsu right now.
I mean, that's
But
one of the strongest juices. What do you mean?
I mean,
He
he's
beat a
been
god
he
with
beat
it, so I'm just
he's
saying.
beat people with sexy jutsu. Yeah. Shadow Clone Jutsu, Wind Release, Rasen Shuriken. He has Sage Art, Super Tailed Beast Rasen Shuriken, so he can do all the Tailed Beast bombs. They're different elements in a Rasen Shuriken at all at one time. So, and then obviously, he has his normal Taijutsu, Ninjutsu, stuff like that. So,
There's autopilot
powers
mode. Can't forget about that.
autopilot
Yeah,
mode.
when Kurama takes over and does things for him.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
First, I want to say one thing about all his different powers, his resistances, and everything. Doesn't it feel like Naruto should have been part of an adventure guild anime? All his different resistances and releases and everything. I just feel like it was so much potential that he was like all his different power ups and everything provided to him that wasn't truly used in the show.
Yeah. So there were some things that he could have added onto or used more. But I feel like the villains that they kind of put him up against, he knew what he needed to do. And this was the reason, this was my big like if we ever talk about Dragon Ball, this is my biggest thing that I hated about Dragon Ball is if you knew exactly who you were going up against, just start in fucking Kaioken 3. Like why the fuck were you starting at base form and then going up?
He was
But
testing
Naruto,
himself, bro.
common sense Naruto starts at his strongest form because he knows he's just like, and then he fucking gets it, like he's good, right? But with he has many like chakra modes,
So much.
like nine.
I just feel like it's so much potential that's never used, and then now it's gone. You know what I mean? It's just
Yeah.
he's so dimensional when it comes to his powers and abilities, but his fights are always one dimensional. Shadow Clone Jutsu. I'm gonna throw Rasengan, and I'm gonna change
I
it
will
to
say-
magma.
To me personally, I think it's brilliance in the basics. So he has basic jutsus that he uses: his Rasengan, his Shadow Clone Jutsu, and his like Tailed Beast mode. But then he flips them all and he matches and mixes and matches them to make just a new like he uses Rasengan and then uses his chakra mode to create Rasen Shuriken, and then he uses his Tailed Beast mode to create Biju Bomb on top of his Rasen Shuriken. Like he's mixing and matching. I think that's really smart. I think that's it. He doesn't need to learn anything else. He just is like, maybe I can use this with this. Let's see how this goes. And then he uses it. Maybe I can use this with this, and then so I think it's a really smart thing that he does. But
I mean,
there's
but all that's
there's
really headcanon I mean, yes, we know that's what he's doing, but that requires the reader to connect those dots together. It's never
True,
like
but
what was Kishimoto? Kishimoto never like made it like really focus on Naruto utilizing his battle IQ, utilizing his intelligence, and knowing the different
an example
abilities and
though.
mixing them together. That
There's an example though. There is one where he
when you learn
did,
Rasen
and that's
Shuriken.
well when he learned Rasen Shuriken, and when he realized he couldn't use it in base mode, so he was like, maybe I can use this in Nine Tail Chakra mode, so it doesn't eat my fucking chakra away. Then he uses it in Nine Tail Chakra mode, and then he's like, oh, now I can use it. Cool.
Yeah, I mean those like
And then
the few times that it actually happened where they focus like. That's why I love Kakashi so much because he brought his intelligence into the battle.
And Kurama told Naruto that he should try a tail beast bomb inside of one of his Rasen Shurikens, and he was like, "Oh, okay, cool." He was like, "Let me try it out."
Do we give Naruto high battle IQ? Because I feel like everyone tells him, and he just does what he's been told. And
I still give
does that.
Naruto. I still give Naruto high battle IQ 100% because he's using tools, right? And I'm not like, yeah, Kurama is technically a different entity, but it's him and it's a tool. And Kurama is kind of helping him, and he's kind of figuring out. Kurama's like, if you need my help, and he's like, oh, okay, cool. So I kind of give it to him.
We don't agree on
I
that.
still, I still give
Kurama's
it high
completely
battle
separate. The fuck? Nah. Kurama's separate. That's a whole other thing. Take Kurama away, Naruto would be dead. No.
I mean, Kurama's gone now. Naruto's not dead.
I mean, should be.
Yeah. So moving on, MC powers, goals. I mean, pretty basic powers. We talked about them kind of like mixing and matching, headcanon stuff, cool. But overall MC, I think Naruto's a great MC. I think he's a very basic but still good. One straightforward MC.
Yeah, you said it. He is basic. He's kind of one dimensional when it comes to what he got going on. It's a great dimension, but it's kind of one dimensional. His powers are amazing. I think his powers are actually have more complexity and depth than his character does. Than a lot of the characters in the show does. Missed opportunity for that. I love his powers. I love his goal.
Yeah.
His character, I think, could use a little work on, but he's decent. He's good. He's good. I give him character wise a 7 out of 10. I give him power wise a 9, possibly even a 10 out of 10.
Yeah. Okay. So this is going to be the long one. We're trying to make it really short. Plot, length, and arcs. So there's a lot. I'm just going to start it. There's a lot of fucking filler in Naruto. A lot of fucking filler. I think it was like somewhat. Was it 44 or 54%?
Yeah, it's like I think it's 44%.
44% of the Naruto show is fillers. Luckily, for those of you who probably haven't watched Naruto, because there are people out there that haven't watched it. I mean, I know people who haven't watched Bleach. So
I mean, Naruto's like the first one everyone watches who gets into.
There's some people. So if you haven't watched it, if you go, there's a website, I can't remember it right now, but if you type in Naruto fillers, there's a website where it breaks down and it shows you episode 1 through blah 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 filler. The next one is canon. The next one is canon. So if you plan on skipping fillers, however, I do have a belief that I imposed upon my wife. If you watch an anime for the first time, you have to watch filler episodes. Like you have to. That's like my personal belief. But you don't have to if you don't want to. But there's a lot of arcs. There's a lot of fucking arcs in Naruto. Some of them are fillers. They call them arcs, but they are still fillers.
Whole arcs of fillers, not just parts of it. The whole arc is the filler.
I think the one with the most episodes arc with the most episodes is probably the. Well, yeah, the filler arcs have the most episodes. They're about 85 episodes of filler.
That's probably my biggest.
Now there's filler episodes, but there's filler arcs as well.
Yeah, not my only, but my biggest problem with Naruto. Naruto could be greatness. I probably would have put Naruto even above One Piece, but the fillers really hurt the show. Really hurt the show. Like if you're trying to watch it, sit it down and binge it, it can really hurt. Imagine watching it week to week. That's how I watched it.
All right, so I'm gonna run through these arcs. I'm gonna run through these arcs really fast. If you don't know what it is, you can let me know. But so you got the prologue, Land of the Waves arc. So Land of the Waves, that's obviously Zabuza. You got the Chunin exams arc, which is also pretty good. The whole tuning exams. You got Konoha Crush arc, which is Orochimaru attacking the village.
Yeah.
Search for Tsunade arc. Land of Tea escort mission arc, which these mission arcs are probably like they're canon, but they're still like it doesn't really matter with the story, if that makes sense. Sasuke recovery arc. We can talk about that one because I know you got some thoughts on that. You got the Kakashi Gaiden arc. Again, that's filler. Special Kazekage rescue mission arc. So that's, rescuing the Kazekage. Tenchi Bridge reconnaissance mission arc. 12 Guardian Ninja arc. Akatsuki suppression mission arc. Three Tails appearance arc. Itachi pursuit arc. Tales of Jiraiya the Gallant arc. Fated Battle Between Brothers arc, Six Tails Unleashed, Pain's Assault, which is probably the best arc. Past arc, The Locusts, 5 Kage Summit arc. Fourth Shinobi War Countdown arc, Paradise Life on a Boat, which is a filler. Fourth Shinobi World War Confrontation arc, which is again a really fun one. Power arc. Fourth Shinobi War Climax arc. Kakashi Anbu arc, which is pretty much his past. Birth of the Ten Tails, Jinchuriki arc, in Naruto's Footsteps, the Friends Path arc. That's pretty much the whole. That's when they're in the dreams. That's when they're in their dreams, pretty much. Yeah. Jiraiya Shinobi Handbook, The Tale of Naruto the Hero arc, Kaguya Otsutsuki Strikes arc, Itachi Shiden, Light and Darkness, Childhood arc, Sasuke Shiden, Book of the Sunrise arc, Shikamaru Hiden, Konoha Hiden, and then you got the 7th Hokage in the Scarlet Spring arc, and then you got the Perfect Day for the Wedding. So there's a lot of arcs.
I have a way of I'm gonna break this down, but god damn it, bro, that's a lot of fucking arcs.
So there's a lot of arcs. However, a lot of these are fillers. Some of these are fillers.
I'm not gonna touch it.
Yeah, some of these are fillers. I'm just name out my top 3 arcs in the show, just personal top 3 arcs. It's gonna be the Land of the Waves with Zabuza. The Land of the Waves with Zabuza, the Pain arc, and the climax of the war. So the Shinobi War. Now a lot of diehard Naruto fans, and I'm a pretty diehard Naruto fan, love the Sasuke retrieval arc, but I don't like the Sasuke retrieval arc because they didn't fucking retrieve him. Like
That's fair.
Like they didn't get him. Now it was good, but there are a lot of lulls in the Sasuke retrieval arc. So I think, it's kind of, I don't know, it was kind of ass, to be honest. I don't know. But the Pain arc, the climax, and then the Pain. So my top 3, my number 1 is the Pain arc. Number 1. Number 2 is Land of Waves. That's the Zabuza arc, and then number 3 is going to be the climax. So the 4th Shinobi World War climax. Well, never mind. I would say the confrontation arc, not the climax, only because that's when Madara is really like doing his big, when he's like not tailed beast mode yet, or not tailed. He's not like at the 10 tails yet, and he's really just throwing hands. That's probably so. Yeah, it'd be confrontation would be my number 3 arc in Naruto. So
okay, that's crazy. So that would probably be my favorite. Madara was definitely a highlight of Naruto for me. Watching him whoop the Shinobi's Alliance's ass 1 by 1, 2 by 2, shit. All of them could get it at the same time. He didn't give a fuck. That was probably my favorite times in Naruto. Yeah. I enjoyed the Sasuke retrieval arc. I enjoy watching everyone really truly show what they were capable of, because at that point they were kid ninjas. Like they could do some cool things from time to time, but it wasn't really serious. This time it became serious. Like for Naruto and them, obviously became serious on the bridge with Zabuza. But this is now other young ninja. This has become serious. They can actually die. This is a real no shit. This needs to be completed. We're not saving puppies and saving cats, ninja cats and shit. So it was like the first serious mission for not just Team 7, and that's probably why I like that one second.
Real quick, the only problem I have with the Sasuke retrieval arc, or one of the only problems, is that I think the Sasuke retrieval arc was only allowable because of plot armor.
I mean, yeah,
Because
obviously.
if any other fucking ninja would have fucking disappeared from the village, they'd have killed that motherfucker immediately.
Mm.
If the Hokage would have just been the Hokage and not allowed Naruto to go after some rogue fucking ninja that they pretty much wiped out his clan anyways, like
I mean, that whole
they'd
premise
have been like,
was
so
was bullshit, but
Sasuke's gone.
we
He's a
gotta
child.
accept it. I mean, he was special though. We can't. He's not just some random child. He was the only Uchiha. Itachi has said, "Hey, don't fuck with him. Take care of my kid. I mean, my brother. I'm gonna kill everybody else for y'all."
But at
though.
that point, it was Tsunade that was the Hokage.
Sure.
So it
And
wasn't
she was-
he. It wasn't
and
he
she-
then.
she was-
Or
she
he's
didn't give a fuck about
Hiruzen.
Yeah, she didn't give a fuck about shit though. Maybe he like filter in. No, he was
Now
he was
Hiruzen would have 100% went after Sasuke because he would have known like Itachi's gonna come for us because Itachi was the one that told Danzo,
Yeah.
like if you fucking touch him, I will kill you and release all these secrets.
Maybe
to all
if
the
she
villages.
had that information from
She
like
could've.
the old
That's
lady,
headcanon,
old
though.
man. Yeah, that's headcanon. Obviously, and
So-
that's the problem where we have to connect dots in our own head to make
Yeah.
things make sense. But in respect, that is I would say my second favorite.
Yeah.
Third, I love the pain arc. I feel like I've
And
appreciated the pain arc
Pain.
more, obviously, since you've been bragging about it for so long.
I just love pain.
I just love pain.
I'm just a sucker for pain.
My favorite would have to be the Chunin exams. I'm sorry, third favorite. Third favorite
that-
would now be the Chunin exams.
That's not when Orochimaru attacks though. That's just the exams. Orochimaru attacks is
I
Konoha
consider
Crush.
all of that the Chunin exams though.
Nope, Konoha Crush arc.
Well, that's unfair.
I mean, it
actually,
does
that's not a
happen.
highlight for me. That's not the best part of the Chunin exams for me. I like the Chunin exams because it was the tournament of Naruto. That we got to see other ninjas. We got to see these young ninjas.
Yeah.
It wasn't that serious yet, but we got to see them flex their skills.
Well,
we got to
how is it-
introduced to more people? I like that.
What I texted you about the other day. How is it that you knew something about Naruto that I didn't fucking know?
What's that?
About Naruto having to come back and fight fucking Konohamaru as a preliminary in the Chunin exams.
Oh, yeah,
like he
I
had to
love
fight
that
him,
one. I
but they
watched
didn't.
it.
But they didn't allow him to like use his special powers that he fucking had.
He could only use
So
taijutsu.
he could only use taijutsu and like I mean he was still putting a whooping on him, but I guess Konohamaru kind of got the edge. But I did say they made that a thing because they wanted to make that OVA interesting. Like they didn't want to make it like Naruto's just like and then okay, next episode. You know what I'm saying? Like I think they allowed Konohamaru to kind of plus Naruto wasn't going all out. I mean, even with just taijutsu because
Naruto
it's
started
Konohamaru.
because he was like, "Hey, hold on, my jaw feeling the kind of way, and I need to change my tactics out." Konohamaru was getting in that ass. I'm gonna be real with you. He was pulling out all the old school Naruto stops. If y'all haven't seen that little OVA,
Of course,
it
Naruto was the
nice
one that
little fight.
trained him, and then
I know.
Naruto can only use taijutsu. He's not even that good at taijutsu.
Actually, now I'm surprised because I remember I made an argument to you before. Remember, I was trolling you a little bit when I was saying Naruto without Nine Tails is basically Konohamaru. I thought you saw that.
Oh,
And that's
really?
why I made that comment because of that fight. He's basically because he knows all of
Konohamaru
Naruto's
lit, though.
attacks. Yeah,
Yeah, 'cause
Konohamaru was
he-
pretty strong.
Because he fucking
trained
he
under
gave
Naruto.
all of his he gave all of
give
his
him a little
fucking
nine-tailed
secret
chakra,
abilities.
he'd be fine.
I will say I was kind of butthurt that Konohamaru learned the fucking Rasengan when they were attacking the Leaf Village. He just pulled it out of his ass out of nowhere, and it took
Hey,
Naruto forever to do it.
Who's he the grandson of? Let's be real here. Konohamaru isn't nobody. He's Hiruzen's grandson. He is that nigga. You don't like Hiruzen? He's like one of the best Hokages there is. What do you mean?
You mean the way he treated Naruto and gave him sour milk in the fridge? I think the plot was decent. End of the plot, I hated, and I'm gonna get there when we get to our last episode overall rating. And I keep saying it, I fucking hated the end of Naruto.
Yeah.
Personal opinion. Well, I know you feel the same way. We've talked about it before,
I don't
but
hate it, but yeah, I don't like it.
yeah, I don't like the end
Hate's
of
a
Naruto.
strong word. Hate's super strong.
No, I fucking hate it.
I don't like it.
But anyways, how do you feel? Plot, the length, the arcs.
Oh.
What's your overall?
So The plot, I feel, well, first off, like we said, Naruto is a really long series. I feel like if we had focused on the plot, the series would not have been as long. I think the series would have been better if we would have got rid of a lot of that filler. Because sometimes it felt like they were using the filler to carry the show to the next plot. And I, that's bad because Kishimoto had already wrote the story. You don't need to filler to carry us on
Yeah.
to the next thing. Just
You
keep
just
on
make,
with the story.
yeah,
Maybe
just
at the
keep the
time
episodes coming.
they were catching up. I don't know. I wasn't watching. I wasn't reading it at the time. I was watching it as the episodes were coming out. But overall, the plot. I think the plot was good. I think at towards the end, a lot of people can probably agree the plot became a little muddled, and a lot of things just started going on. A lot of ass pulls, in my opinion. But overall, the plot from beginning till about 97% complete was good, and I enjoyed it for its plot. Story wise, I enjoyed how there was a beginning. The beginning, like OG Naruto. Obviously, if you take out the filler after the Sasuke retrieval arc and stuff, and move on to Shippuden, it would have been
Yeah.
even better. I enjoyed the younger coming back to the village. Now the war arc. It's just the in betweens. I feel like there was some
Yeah.
misses,
Could have easily been like a 200 episode show,
mm.
easily.
And it would have been
So
great too. It would have been
it would
great.
have still been it would have been a really good show.
Mm.
I know that there's somewhere right now online. I don't sail on the high seas. Sorry. There's a spot where you can watch Naruto without any of the fillers, and it's in order. Like
Yeah,
there's a place, I forgot where it was, but
One Piece got
there's a
something like
place.
that too. It's called One Piece.
One Piece, yeah.
Mm.
The same thing with Naruto. It's probably like uh, Naruto Pace.
Like Dragon Ball. What's the other one? The one that had all the fillers cut out. I can't think
Uh,
of the name right
Dra-
now.
Dragon Ball
Kai. Dragon Ball Z
Kai,
Kai.
Dragon Ball Z Kai.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right, so I'm gonna give plot, length, and arcs. I'm gonna give it plot. I'm gonna give like a 7 out of 10, only because of what happened. What the reason my belief on the plot. I'm gonna give the length. I mean, I expect this length out of a big three, out of a shonen. So I'm gonna give that a 10 out of 10. That's length of a show doesn't bother me as long as it's not too short. So I don't really care. Um, and the arcs, I'm gonna give like a solid. I'm gonna honestly give it like a 4 or 5 because they made filler
The
arcs.
filler arcs. They made actual
Like they
arcs that
made
were completely
legit
filler.
arcs that were just filler, and
Oh man.
especially when Naruto was on the turtle and he was learning how to use his fucking tailed beast before they went to the war. There was like 30 episodes of a fucking arc, and I was fucking pissed. But that's my personal opinion. Anyways,
Story.
that's my ratings.
I give story an 8. I didn't hate the end as much as you, obviously. Hold on, what was the other one? Plot.
Like the
Oh,
length.
length. I don't give a 10. Yes, I agree. I do expect that, but the fact that they had to reach that length because of 44% filler
Yeah,
is not a good thing in my opinion. So I give that one about a 6, maybe a 7. And last category,
arcs.
the arcs. Again, they had filler arcs. I loved a lot of the arcs. A lot of the arcs just were not needed though.
Yeah,
I'm not going to give it as low as a 4 because the arcs that were needed were great.
we're great. Yeah,
But
Yeah.
the too many not needed arcs did bring it down. I'm gonna bring it to about a 6. So
okay. All right, so dub versus sub. I have one personal belief on this. I can make this one really quick, honestly.
yeah,
I love both. I love both. I think there's some animes out there that just don't sound right in sub, and some that just don't sound right. I mean, everything sounds right in sub, but there's some animes out there that just don't sound right in dub. But there's also some animes out there that you have to watch the fights in subs. You can't watch it in dub. Like Naruto with like Rasengan. Like you gotta like Rasengan. Like you gotta hear it in Japanese. And when me and my wife were watching this, when I restarted the show so we could watch it, every time we went to a fight, I switched it to Japanese because it feels so much better.
Yeah.
But you can watch the rest of the show and sub. For me, I have kids, and I talk about this a lot, especially with David. I put a lot of anime on dub because I got kids running around, so I can't focus consistently on watching the show. So I just hear I put it on English and we're good. But I think this is one of the shows where you could watch it both. I think Naruto's voice is great. Sasuke, like they're all good. It's just when you get to the fights, like you kind of
Yeah.
you need to watch it in
When they say
subtitles
the
because
techniques.
yeah, like you can't just like fire style, fireball jutsu.
Mm-hmm.
Like you need that shit in Japanese. Trust
Yeah.
me. So that's it for the sub and dub.
I mean, for me, I agree. The dub wasn't really that bad. Like, I'm pretty sure I watched it at some point in dub, and then I was forced to switch to subtitles when I became current.
Yeah.
But same thing, the fight scenes, especially as the series got older and the fights had a lot more techniques that they were saying, it sounds so much better when it's in sub. I mean, the actual Japanese sounds better. Now, don't get me wrong, I don't understand what they're saying, but the subtitle is reading the same exact thing they're going to say in dub, but it just sounds better versus some guy from Iowa saying Rasengan. It just didn't feel the same. It didn't hit as hard for me. But you can watch the whole series in dub. It's not bad. But
It's pretty good.
if you can watch it in sub for the fight scenes like Maui did, I wouldn't hate on you for that.
Yeah. So pretty good. Side characters.
Nope.
Nope.
Naruto was terrible when it came to side characters.
And honestly, I don't have much. The only thing I really have to say about side characters is they did so many people fucking dirty.
Mm-hmm.
Rock Lee, they did Neji dirty. They did Kiba dirty. Kiba had the same move since day one.
Kiba did
same
Kiba
move.
dirty. Don't
Look,
put that on Kishimoto.
They
Kiba was always trash.
Look,
I'm gonna be Hokage. Stop. No, you're not. Stop.
But they did so many side characters dirty, and they never really developed them. They never really did any character development with it. I'm gonna give that. I'm gonna honestly like, and you can say your piece, but I'm gonna give that shit like a 3 out of 10 because there's some still cool shit. There's still like cool shit that we saw them do, but like I'm gonna give that shit an easy 3 out of 10 because, I mean, there was no side characters. Like they were there, they just didn't. It was Naruto, Sasuke.
I've said it before. It's the Naruto and
Yeah.
Sasuke show, and like if that's what you want to see, then you're gonna love the show. But
I mean,
if you want to see other characters do things, like you built, like the original Naruto series built up the other teams. Like they gave them names, they gave them their own signature attacks, they gave them families. And then in Shippuden, it acted like all of that just disappeared. And then like you'll get maybe a small arc of like a different team doing something. We got to see them doing things to remind you, oh yeah, there are other ninjas. It's not just Naruto, Hinata, and Sasuke. It was like, oh, thanks for the breadcrumbs. I think Kishimoto failed. And then when it comes to the female side characters, Kishimoto admitted himself that he is terrible at writing female characters. His side characters were sucked. His female side characters were even worse than that. I agree. 3 or 4. I'm sorry.
Yep. All right. Cool. So, visuals and animation. For the time, I think they were great. Mm-hmm. I think it was great. I mean, I don't really have, for the time it came out, I think it was even better than Bleach's because Bleach's animation didn't really catch up as fast as everybody else's. Mm-hmm. And I guess they also didn't have the budget like Naruto did. But I think for the time, Naruto's animations and Naruto's like visuals were great. Every episode, every show starts out with that really early 1990s, early 2000s style. And I think it really caught up really fast with the new and improved like mid 2000s animation, and it kept a hold of it. So I think it was great. I give that at least a, I don't know, and the only reason why I'm gonna say this, so I'm gonna say a 9 out of 10. Well, I'm gonna say 8 out of 10. The only reason why I drop it 2 points is because of the animation we have these days, and obviously it doesn't really hold a candle to that because the show came out in 2002. You know what I'm saying? So like,
you gotta be fair.
Yeah, so, but other than that, I mean, for the animation and for the time period, I think the animation, the visuals, like the fighting, the colors, everything was great. So,
for me, it's going to be a 9 out of 10. I agree. For the time, it had great animation. I think it has the best animation out of the big 3. We got to see, of course, with the 20th anniversary video, how great it could have been. But I'm trying to ignore that for this evaluation because that was amazing. No, for the time period it came out, early Naruto, Shippuden, the fight scenes were lit because the animation was clean. A lot of things
Yeah.
were, of course, if you slow down some scenes, scene by scene by scene, you're gonna see weird angles of people's necks
Like
like this.
Pain's face.
His face like all like that. Like I get that, but they were clean when you're watching it. You're just pressing play and watching it
Yeah.
go. It was clean fights, clean choreography, and I think that was probably what drew me in a lot because I got to see ninjas doing badass ninjas things. You got to see their actual hands. It wasn't like blurs of this. It was
I mean,
actually
when it was
seeing.
Kakashi doing it,
I
it
mean,
was a
he was
blur.
just doing it fast, but he was stop and you would see each one, and that
Throwing
was
up gang
great
signs
for
and
me
shit.
because they weren't just half-assing the animation. This was an important part of the story. The actual hand sign was important, weaving the signs, and they took the time for every fight scene, making sure the fights look good, the hand weaving looked good, the animation of like when they were start using the chakra, the blue chakra, and they were able to continue to use that throughout the whole series because
Yeah.
when they established it, it didn't look stupid. Like you see,
Yeah.
like when you watch the beginning of some series and they introduce something and they kind of have to change it toward as the times get longer, it looked great. Like we understood
Yeah.
from that moment, that's chakra. That's what chakra looks like. The whole inner workings of the body of the chakra
Yeah,
network.
the chakra lines
It
and
was
shit.
always that because it
It
looked
worked.
good. We understood it.
Yeah.
I think the animation for the time, for everything that it was doing at that time, it was damn near perfect. I have very little complaints. Obviously, slow it down, you'll see some discrepancies. Full playthrough, it looked amazing. I give it a 9 out of 10.
Cool. All right. So let's scale the verse really quick. Powers overall. Verse scaling.
The verse.
Now we can do. I mean, I'm not trying to get ridiculous and get all head canny here, right? But we've obviously seen some multidimensional beings. We've seen, what like Otsutsuki gods. We haven't seen
leave them
planet
out.
destroyers though.
Let's leave them out.
We
I
haven't
feel like
seen-
they're a little harder to scale. You know what I mean?
I mean, I'm not going to leave anybody out. If we do a anime review, I'm doing every since from the top down.
Though? I mean, how do
Yeah,
we
they're
scale
in the show.
Osuki?
I'm not saying skill them. I'm just saying from the top, from the most powerful being in the show to the lowest being in the show, scaling the verse. Now we've seen multi-dimensional beings. When obviously we've seen like, let's say village or country level, or not country.
I see what you
Say
mean.
like village and state. I'd say like county level, not really like country, because we've seen Naruto throw tail beast bombs and it literally decimates a whole area. But we haven't really seen any planet scaling. So, given overall power rating, to me, for what they are for being ninja with just chakra, I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10, only because I think the overall powers are good. They do what they're supposed to do. And we've seen we've seen multidimensional beings. Now, the feats, there wasn't a lot. Just like we talked about Naruto with his powers, he could have done a lot more with his powers and just like kind of made it more three-dimensional and not really like not very linear, as we like to say. They could have made it a little more complex. Same thing. I don't believe they should have put dimensional beings in the show because I think that brings the show down. Like it's like you're adding something. It's like the shows where like you have to put a new villain in there just to keep the show going. I think you could have just kept it on the planet and everything would have been fine. Like I personally believe, and I guess we're not really getting to last. That's not really a last episode. I think Madara should have been the boss, like the boss of the war. Fuck Kaguya, fuck all that other shit. Like
we gotta leave something. We gotta leave something for it.
But
I know what you mean.
I think Madara should have been the end boss. So, but powers overall, I'm honestly like I said, I like the verse until they start bringing in these like planetary, different people from different planets and shit. I think I give it like a solid 7 or 8 out of 10, only because like they started like forcing
Kaguya.
Yeah, they started forcing aliens before Kaguya. I give it a solid 8, 9 out of 10 because that's for what it is. They're fucking ninja with chakra. Some people are strong, some people aren't. So
8, 9 before chakra, 7, 8 with Kaguya. Sorry, not chakra, Kaguya.
Yeah, I'd say like 7 with Kaguya, and then learning what Otsutsuki are, and then because I'm just like, we don't need multidimensional beings. Like, we don't need aliens. Let's just fucking like Naruto went to the moon in a fucking movie. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we don't need that shit.
It got a little crazy.
Somebody was telling me that because Naruto went to the moon, he's planetary or some shit. It was a meme. It explained it a lot better than I did.
They
But
try to use the whole Toneri's moon cutting beam and Naruto putting his hand out, blocking it, and being able to attack him, saying that Naruto's planetary. One, that moon wasn't a real moon. It wasn't a full moon. It was a hollow moon, and that attack was able to cut the surface of that hollow moon, and Naruto was able to block it. I gave him multi-continental because of that feat, not planet. A moon is not even the size of a planet, so how are we even going to give him a planetary feat for a non-planetary attack?
what's the size of a planet? Because there's a lot of planets that aren't the size of Earth.
I mean, when we think planetary, we think the size of Earth. Earth is like the baseline for it. I mean, what other planets are we? Anyway.
Mars?
Mars? Who's fighting on Mars?
Fucking Otsutsuki, apparently, because they're coming from somewhere.
They're coming from somewhere. That's why they're above planetary, obviously. I agree with you. They kind of... I think that made things very difficult because Naruto was a power scaling show. When you, obviously you don't want to say, but at the end of the day, you have one person may or may not be stronger than another person. They're going to fight. Someone has to win. It was a power scaling show. From the jump of this show, it had been established that ninjas are kunai level. They're city level, and every once in a while we get someone who's considered large city. Hagoromo, Naruto, Sasuke, and then you started to bring in stronger people. The first time they brought in someone stronger was Madara. Madara was so much more stronger than everyone else, and I would have been completely satisfied if he was the final villain. So now we have these, what we first thought were large city, Sasuke and Naruto, large city, fighting someone that we can consider to be continental, because Madara was continental. He was literally making huge ass fucking asteroids or meteors in the sky that were the size of countries. So we was considered. So that now we have to.
I think Madara is like bigger than continent. I mean, a little bit. I think if he really
got broken down because of the fact that he got taken out by Black Zetsu so easily. For me,
yeah. Well,
that was such an ass pull, and it ruined.
That was the biggest fucking ass pull, and they ruined Madara completely.
So now we have a problem where we got large city characters who now have to bridge the gap between large city and continental. Madara and Naruto. Yeah. We have to now bridge this gap, and then that gap was never bridged. Naruto and Sasuke never actually became stronger than Madara in Madara's life. Madara ended up dying, and now we've gone from a continental threat to a multi-dimensional, overplanetary, whatever we want to consider.
There's no reason. Yeah, there's no way they realistically would have beat her.
And then it was
realistically, they never would have beat her.
And what did they receive from? They received the powers of Yin and Yang. Are we saying Yin and Yang provided them with the power up to bridge the gap between large planetary and now multi-dimensional?
But again, they didn't even use it.
Didn't even defeat her.
They didn't even use it to defeat her.
They sailed her, and then you go on to the movie, the Boruto movie, and then the Boruto anime, where now they're boxing with these same aliens. The same alien that supposedly Kaguya was weaker than, that she had a trick to defeat.
Yeah, they're boxing them when the two most powerful ninja on the whole planet literally almost died and struggled dying
just to seal one.
Just to seal her away, but then you got people that are now just throwing hands with it.
I think they ruined
throwing hands with Jigen, throwing hands with fucking the big dude. Yeah, I think they did ruin power scaling a little bit.
Pain, you had good characters that the power scaling made sense, and then when they had to, it seemed like they were trying to one up themselves in the end. And trying to make it bigger and bigger and bigger, and I think that's where they ruined the power scaling. So power scaling for me, just to close it out, for me power scaling is about a 4, maybe even a 3.
Okay.
Because of how they ruined it in the end.
I get you. All right, so let's wrap this up. We've been talking for quite a bit. I'm glad that you guys have stuck along with us. If you have, last episode and overall rating. Now, I have a lot to say, but I'm gonna compress it. I fucking hated the ending of Naruto Shippuden. Fucking hated it. And the only reason why I fucking hated Naruto Shippuden is they hyped him up being Hokage so much. And we didn't even get to see him do it.
He didn't even become Hokage. He didn't become Hokage in the series, nor Boruto.
They made his wedding more important than him becoming Hokage.
He became Hokage in an OVA, bro.
He became Hokage in an OVA. We didn't get this massive ceremony. We didn't get this thing where they're like, "Hey, you have been chosen to be the Hokage," and Naruto like breaks down. I wanted, but then I saw his wedding. I'm like, "Cool. Is he Hokage yet?" And then the show ended, and I was like,
"So we never gonna be Hokage? So
we not making it? Like we never gonna make it?" And then Boruto the movie, and he's Hokage, and I'm like, Hey, yo, what?
What? Huh? Hey, fucking what? Yo.
I'm like, huh?
And then the OVA came out afterwards.
Don't get me wrong. I love the wedding. I love the fact that he finally fucking realized that Hinata loved him, right? Got it. But like, huh?
I didn't like the wedding.
Like, what? First of all, I didn't like the fact Sasuke couldn't be there. Like, why couldn't fucking Sasuke be there? He literally got... He was absolved. I don't understand. That doesn't make sense.
Was he not allowed to be there? Or I thought he was away and he couldn't make the wedding.
No, he was literally there. He threw the fucking paper airplane.
Oh yeah, he threw it to Sakura.
Yeah,
I remember the scene.
No, but Naruto got one as well. Oh. Naruto caught one in the air, like walking down the aisle, and he read it, and then he looked back at where Sasuke was in the trees, and like, yeah. Don't worry. This is just this is a cover. This is a cover up. But no, like
he's like touching a tree.
I honestly, the last episode, I'm 100% like the last few episodes or the ending of Naruto. I have to give a 3 out of 4 out of 10. I honestly like because I was just like, are you fucking kidding me? Like when I first watched the show, watched Shippuden, I was like, when the fuck are we when we become a Hokage, Naruto? When are we becoming Hokage? And it never. And the fucked up part is, if you watched it when we watched it when it came out, Boruto didn't even start for another few years. We never saw Naruto become Hokage. We never saw Naruto.
I think it was next year.
Yeah, we never saw Naruto become Hokage, ever. We never saw it. If you're watching at the time we were watching it, you never saw it, and you're like, huh? Like he got married. Like it literally seemed like the end, and then Boruto the movie comes out, and we're like, what is this? What the fuck is it? Boruto? What the fuck is Boruto? And then you watch the trailer for it, and you're like, yo, this is Naruto's son? I mean, that's kind of cool. And then you see Naruto. Then you see Naruto with the fucking 8th Hokage robe and the hat, and we're just like, he's the Hokage?
I thought they were going to put it in the movie. I thought it was going to be part of the movie, him becoming Hokage.
Even then, you can't end Naruto and then start a new series, but not even make him Hokage in the fucking series. I don't know. I'm gonna wrap my side of it up, but easy 4 out of 10.
3 or 4. I mean, it wasn't called Naruto Hokage Adventures. I mean, we get it. That was his dream to become the Hokage.
Stop the cap. You can't even keep a straight face. Stop the
cap. My issue with it, I didn't like that. Hot take. I think the end of Naruto ruined Naruto. Yes, I think the 100%. End of the war, how the series ended, 100%. The introduction of the movie, the first one, Naruto the Last. I love Naruto the Last. I think it was a good movie. It was a great movie. I think it's fucked up that we saw Naruto and Hinata get together finally in the movie. We never got to watch it in the actual series itself of the relationship slowly budding.
If you didn't watch the movies, that should just
nothing.
If you watch just the show and no movies, you're just like, oh, they like each other now. Oh, they're getting married.
Okay, cool. I mean, we knew Hinata liked Naruto, but and then we got the Boruto movie, in which again I thought it was going to be in there where he became the Hokage. He didn't. This was about Boruto. We've ended up finding out that this is a kind of the intro into the series that it was about to come. Then the OVA finally came out. We finally got to see Naruto become Hokage. Oh, we didn't get to see Naruto become Hokage. Why? Because his daughter knocked him out. A fucking fool Jikuriki that boxed with aliens. She knocked him out in one hit. He never became Hokage. It was
a stand-in.
What the fuck was that? Yo.
Who the fuck was it? Who was it that stood in for him?
Kakashi, I believe. I think Kakashi transformed into him.
Yeah, he fucking did the shadow clone jutsu or whatever,
Yeah.
and like changed or the transformation clone jutsu or whatever it was, and transformed into Naruto.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like, are you fucking kidding me? And then the people that were there like weren't even like important people. Like,
So the real ending of Naruto, where they defeated Madara and it ended and everyone was happy, was great. But the ending that they showed us, in our own Tsukuyomi dream, where Naruto had to fight a alien and then he ended up getting married to Hinata, but we didn't actually get to see them get together in the series, but we got to see them get married. But it was really all about what everyone's going to get them for their wedding, and that lasted for about 2 or 3 episodes, and then the whole wedding was all of 5-6 minutes.
I will say, I kind of shed a tear. I did shed a tear one time in that wedding thing when Naruto asked Iruka Sensei to be his dad.
Yeah.
To be his dad for the wedding. I was like, I broke down.
I understand that whole thing was for like the OG Naruto fans. Because all the different connections that he created over the years, this was supposed to encompass all those connections. Everyone truly understanding that what Naruto means to them and truly wanting him to be happy with his future wife. I understand the point of it, but there was so much else, other things that should have been done instead of that. So much that could have been done instead of
things that we were waiting for. Right?
This is a ninja anime, not a fucking rom-com. I already getting married.
Yeah. Overall rating of the show for me though, I'm gonna give a solid 7 or 8. I'll give a 8 out of 10 because I just love Naruto. I think Naruto is it was my first ever anime. I have the t-shirts, I have the figures, I just love Naruto. I think Naruto's fucking great. With the anime knowledge that I have now, obviously I can red cell and fucking devil's advocate a lot of the things that happened and the mistakes that were made during Naruto. But where it is now, I honestly wish it would come back. I wish they'd do 1,000-year blood war and but instead they decided to do Boruto, which cool. You wanna like adhere to the new, right, the kids, right? Like that's the whole point of anime. Yeah. Most animes are for new gen, for the new kids. They're not for us adults, but that's neither here nor there. 8 out of 10 for me on Naruto because I just love fucking Naruto. Like it's always the nostalgic for me. I could always watch would it be something I could rewatch again? I mean, I've already rewatched it like twice. So
yeah,
like I probably wouldn't go back, but I could like sit there on a TikTok or sit there on YouTube and watch it'll say Naruto versus Sasuke full fight and I'll click the shit and I'll just like do something and I'll watch the whole fucking fight. So like even though I've seen it a million fucking times. So or on TikTok, they're just like shows the Naruto and Sasuke edits, and I'm like, I'm watching this whole thing. So I really love Naruto, and I definitely suggest it, even though I know we're kind of ending on a bad note for me at least. I fucking love Naruto. Naruto is the best. So,
I mean, for me, again, well, same as you, 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10. It really depends. I think when it ended, when I first saw it and it ended, it was sitting at a good 8, maybe even 9 out of 10. It was super early in me watching animes. I've watched a lot of titles since then. Shit, we're going to get into it next week. And of course, watching the series, the new gen series that are supposed to be Naruto done right, they kind of are. I can see from the newer shows how Naruto could have been better. You're able to look back and say, oh, this would have been better if they actually went in this direction. And I think because of that now, it brought it down to a 7 out of 10 because I know its potential, it could have been better. Even with the formula that they already had, by just changing some small details, taking out fillers, it could have been a lot better. So I give it a 7 out of 10. And I don't think it's a bad note. Like, Naruto is a great. We're literally doing a big 3 review because of Naruto. Shit, if Naruto didn't exist, we wouldn't even be having this conversation. We would talk about Bleach.
Yeah. What? Pause?
Nope.
Oh, all right. We're gonna do Bleach Part 2 Big 3 next week. 1,000-year blood war. No, but and yeah, Naruto's really good. It's nostalgic. I mean, it's that show. People who don't even know anime know what Naruto is. You know what I'm saying? So, but I appreciate everybody. If you have stuck around this long, this is a big 3 review, so it's going to be a little longer. But if you have stuck around with us this long, we do appreciate you. Be sure to go to the YouTube, hop over to social media. We got the Instagram. We do have a TikTok, no videos yet, but we're working on it. But hop over, subscribe, hit that notification bell on the YouTube. Let us know what you think about Naruto. Let us know what your biggest pros and cons are for Naruto down in the comment section, and we'll probably go over that. Every time we get a comment, we go over it in our show. So I mean, obviously we get a few comments here and there, but we go over it and we read your comment. So we really do appreciate you guys. The next is going to be not next episode, but the last big three is going to be One Piece. I'm going to do
2 hour episode. I promise.
I'm going to do, yeah, it's going to be 20-minute episode. No, but I'm going to do some research, do some digging. I do want to continue watching One Piece. I think I'm a little over 100 episodes in, right now. So I do have some things to say even without knowing much about it. I'm gonna still do my research and dig a little bit because I don't want to sound ignorant while I'm on there. Just pretty much it'd just be me asking you questions about One Piece, like instead of an actual review.
It'll still be 2 hours, trust me.
I'm not watching 1,000 episodes before we do that, but who knows when that'll happen. Next week we're doing a hotter drop of this season coming up, so get ready for that one. Catch up on your animes. Your weeklies that are coming out in this seasons, we're going to do another hotter drop episode, see which ones we drop, see which ones we're not. So I appreciate everybody, and peace out.
Peace.